Now, of course, to unpack this conversation further, we are joined by SABC Sports senior reporter Velile Mnyandu. Velile, a very good afternoon to you. Under the circumstances, good afternoon. I mean, we just spoke about the FIFA ruling, and I want us to first unpack the 2 yellow card situation where Teboho Mokoena was allowed to play against Lesotho. Is it normal for a team manager to miss the fact that a player has got 2 yellow cards and therefore field them, even with Coach Hugo Bruce?
Thanks for this opportunity, Claudia. Well, firstly, I must say that as things stand now, we also know that a player like Ngezana, for instance, is suspended for the next game because he's accumulated 2 yellow cards. So these are the records that must be kept by the management of the team, and in this case, this falls under the team manager. So I know that people will also say maybe FIFA should have sent information around this or updated SAFA to say player so-and-so is ineligible. We know that CAF, that's how they do things. Even in the PSL, today they released the records ahead of tomorrow's matches and Wednesday's matches in the league that certain players have been suspended. But with FIFA, it operates differently. The onus is with the team manager or with anyone in the team to ensure that players who have accumulated 2 yellow cards will not form part of the next match. In fact, CAF goes further to even blacking out the spot of the player who is suspended so that you cannot feel his or her name on their team sheets. But FIFA operates differently. Things are still manual. But at the end of the day, the onus is with the team to ensure that they keep the records of those who are supposed to be suspended.
So the onus is on the team manager. What we also know is that Lesotho did not lodge that complaint in the 24 hours that was stipulated. So why did it even get to this stage?
Well, fortunately, only when this matter came out on the 25th of March, I remember that day we were going to play against Benin. We went to check what the FIFA rules say, and the 63.1 is very clear on that, that when it comes to suspensions or talking about yellow cards, not every matter that has to be investigated by FIFA, especially on ineligibility of players, has to come via protest. This becomes an automatic situation. Once FIFA is notified, they go back and they look at their records and they can see that somebody didn't do his or her job in terms of following this up. So they come with a decision like this. So in as much as it has been said, even SAFA has been saying that there must be a protest, Lesotho should have protested. The issue of the protest results, it comes out of other things. But when it comes to issues of yellow cards and red cards and fielding this player, and remember, there are also precedents when we talk about this. Nigeria also faced a similar fate back in 2018. Fortunately, they had enough points. They still qualified for Russia 2018, but they were docked points for fielding a player who had accumulated 2 yellow cards against Algeria, and they lost those points after playing a 1-1 draw. There was also a similar case. We were involved in that qualification back in 2014 for the World Cup in Brazil. Ethiopia were docked points against Botswana, still the same issue as well. It's also happened to Equatorial Guinea as well. So this is nothing new.
And Velile, just to quickly sum things up, because Bafana held the destiny in their own hands, what does it mean for the team now going into these qualifiers, just quickly?
Well, it means that now we're not in pole position like before. We dropped down to the 2nd spot, still equal on 14 points with Benin, who now have a superior goal difference. They are on +4, on +3, but I think for me, the saving grace is that we are playing our last 2 matches against Zimbabwe and Rwanda at home. And Benin, who are not good travelers, have to travel to Rwanda and also to Nigeria. Remember, they are neighbors with Nigeria. So for me, I think with that I feel I still feel we've got that slight advantage of having our own fate in our own hands, because all we need to do is to win both matches and make sure that we outscore Benin. I know it's easier said than done.
That is Velile Mnyandu, SABC Sports senior journalist. And of course, the most important thing that is highlighted there, Bafana now need to win both their matches against Zimbabwe and Rwanda, and then hope that the outcome of the Benin matches against Rwanda and Nigeria goes in their favor. This after, of course, FIFA sanctioned the South African Football Association. But that's where we'll leave it from the sports desk for SA Today.